Good morning. This is the
Good morning,
and Marcy.
How are we doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah, same here. I'm feeling
Yeah.
really good. We had a great weekend. Feeling fantastic, ready to embrace the opportunities that a new week provides. Speaking of, our topic today is expectations.
Yes.
Expectations.
Please help you with your expectations.
Coffee. Hey, right now I'm on my water kick.
He's doing better than me.
Yeah, I've already had my 2 traditional cups, and I'm working on a third at home. So
so we're talking about the expectations.
Correct.
Third, anyway.
third cups of coffee make a difference. Yes, the expectations. Expectations. I think all of us have them. But a lot of times our expectations kind of set us up.
Well, yeah, and then other people put them on us, and yeah.
Those, I think, are the ones that are the hardest.
Because it's very stressful, and you don't want to let them down. There's a whole psychological thing.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Marcy, you wanna start off or not?
Well, I'm thinking to myself about this. I mean, when people put expectations on themselves, for whatever reason, we feel like we need to rise to the occasion, maybe because we are afraid of failure or afraid of disappointing somebody else, kind of like a different form of disappointment, you know? But, yeah, it just brings about a lot of stress. And, there's a big difference between your expectations with you have to think about things you're targeting versus, all that you feel like you have to complete or
Correct.
you must do. Yeah, and just
I think the level of anxiety that puts and the stress that puts. This also ties into the health and the well-being.
Oh yeah,
that we talk about.
Because then you can't function at your maximum capacity.
Oh, definitely not.
Just
it's almost like you're walking around on eggshells because you don't want to fail or fall short of the expectation of someone else.
Then it makes you feel
correct.
Like your self-awareness and self-image of yourself is just not good.
One of the things I had learned for me, I'm a heavy expectation person. Marcy will tell you, and anyone who deals with me, I hold people to very
accountable
high expectations, and yes, and I'm big on accountability.
But they always say that you're just supposed to meet your goals.
For me, I had to learn. I have to actually meet people where they are. And then hold them to the expectations that they can do. Yeah. I can't expect you to rise to the level that I set for you. That's wrong.
Yeah.
And once I realized that, oh, wow, you've been dealing with people in an entirely wrong way. You need to actually meet them where they are and then hold them to the expectations that you believe they can make. Even if I'm about the motivation.
So we're talking about attainable goals that were
attainable. Exactly, smart goals, ones that are attainable, as well as realistic. It may be unrealistic for me to hold someone to an expectation that they can't really deliver on. That's unfair.
And that leaves a lot of stress
on
that
and it creates,
person.
And
friction, lots of friction.
There you go. That's where I was going.
Yeah,
it creates
tension. Exactly.
It creates tension between you and the person. So me and the person would have
and then other
tension.
people around them reap those horrible rewards
of being
miserable.
It's not a win-win all around. Yeah. So I had to realize that and take a step back, dig myself, and say, okay, you're doing this wrong. It's okay for me to hold myself to these high expectations.
Yeah, but even still, you still have to make them attainable.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I try and make sure I'm realistic about stuff.
Yeah, you could want to make things to, this level and then have an expectation of this level, but, you can't be so hard on yourself because not every situation is the same.
Yeah, I may want to ascend and fly to the heavens upon wings of gold, but I know I don't have that. That's not realistic, so I'm not going to kind of hold myself to that expectation. But believe me, I will rise there one day. But again, that sense of tension is not healthy.
No, it's not.
At all. I think the other thing that happens with at least now from again, I'll keep it on me with my level of expectations of me. Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Thank you so much.
I love Bonnie.
Yes,
Bonnie
we
rocks.
love you, Bonnie.
I love you, Bonnie.
Bonnie sent us a link that asked us to answer a couple of questions to find out the thing that was blocking
the mind
us.
game.
Correct.
Yeah, I think it was the mind.
And the one that came up for me was fear of failure.
That was mine.
And we talked about this
before.
Was mine. That has always been an issue for me, and it still is. I'm not afraid to fail. I don't know that doesn't bother. It's like I'm afraid to shine.
Yeah.
Because if I shine, it's almost like I don't feel I should be able to, or I should be shining.
It's like we dummy down ourselves.
But once I kind of realized,
I can't believe that. I didn't know that. Because that's kind of how I am too. It's like, I like being out there and I like doing things and getting notoriety and doing good. But at the same time, I'm like you. I kind of feel like, nah, that's a little too much. That's a little too bold. That's a little too, people will take notice too quickly. That makes it like a bad thing.
Yeah. You know, but.
Oh my God, I can't believe you too. God knows how many of everyone else out there.
And I'm sure quite a few other people, you go through that. That's why, lately my thing has been, no, shine.
Yeah.
Admit.
It's so funny
you have to admit that.
I think, too, that if I don't overthink certain things and just do it, it's like my gut thing is to just do it, whether it's like posting certain things to kind of push the company or, push the personality, push the podcast, or push other people's intentions. That's probably what I should do and not overthink it. Overthink it, things just get cluttered.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Overthinking things tends to make it so that it's more difficult for you to tune in.
Totally.
And really tap into the strength of what you have.
It blows my mind that you have the same
fear,
I guess, subconscious that I do.
Yeah, no, and many others. I looked at something the other day that made me laugh, and I'm gonna have to say this one. The sun doesn't give a fuck if it blinds you.
Oh, no. It
doesn't. That's in my mind, like, yes.
But that's a good metaphor.
That is so good.
And that's also what we talk about. Why should people care? Yeah. Why should we care what people think? It's because it's about me or you or us or collectively. And it's just, that makes so much sense. Why does everything circle back?
Now, mind you, I'm not saying, don't care about what other people
don't
think
be
of
in.
you. Don't.
There you
go.
Don't be a selfish person.
Be egocentric and just blast out your light as much as you can and blind everybody.
Be cognizant of what you're doing on behalf of other individuals. Just you don't have to push anyone down to get.
There you go. And I think that's where we go. And ironically, this ties back to the expectations as well. If I don't. Push too hard my own way. I respect the boundary of someone else.
Yeah.
If my way doesn't encroach upon someone else's boundary and their way, I'm being conscious of them. I'm being cognizant of them. I'm being aware that, hey, I recognize.
And even if somebody's does, maybe you just need the communication.
Correct. If I can have the expectation in mind that at least they recognize that I see that.
Well, that's the first step. We always talk about acknowledge, embrace, and what was the third?
Understand.
Understand.
Once you acknowledge,
you're constantly
and
understanding.
then fully embrace. The understanding falls into place. It's almost like knowing your why.
Yeah.
When you know your why, the how, the who, the when, the where,
and knowing your worth. Everyone always throws that around.
Knowing your worth.
It's so true.
All of that. Again, all of this stuff, it ties back into those things of expectations.
How crazy is
what expectations people have of you, but more importantly, what the expectations are that you have of yourself. We've said it numerous times. We are our harshest critic.
Yes, we are.
And if we are so hard on ourselves when we don't meet the expectations, whether they're ones that we set for ourselves or ones that someone else does, we're going to fall into a funk.
Yeah.
We're going to fall into a real depressive state, like,
moodiness,
no good.
Or your self-worth is like
and it starts,
temporarily, but
we need to reinsert those affirmation statements that we talked about before with self-confidence and have that self-talk cycle.
Some people get so depressed, it's like they don't want to eat and everything's off balance. Like we always said, they're off schedule, and the communication and relationships that we have with people are just, they just suffer. Everything suffers. Our health suffers. Our stress increases. And yeah.
So again, you got to have the expectations, of course. But by the same token, we want to make sure, just like the goals, we want to make sure we have those smart expectations as well. Ones that are specific,
measurable,
ones that are measurable, ones that are attainable, ones that are realistic, and ones that are time sensitive. I think that's a really smart approach to our expectations. To pun that phrase right there. Smart expectations.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
I still just can't get over that you're the same ones. But,
yeah,
but it's more common than I think.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We've talked about this before. I'm really not surprised that came up for me, and it's going to be an issue that comes up.
Makes me want to retake it again and see if it's consistent.
Actually, you know what? I did it 3 times.
Oh, okay, maybe. Well, I guess
it
my
came up the same way every
hypothesis is
time.
wrong.
Well, the first time it came up, I was like, ooh.
You're like, this stinks. Let me just change it up.
Gotta be something else.
Change up the answers.
So I did it again. I was like, ooh. I guess it might be true. Let me try one more time. And once I say,
Damn it,
third
it's
time is a
true.
charm. Third time is a charm. Come on, Kel, admit
Totally.
it. That's your stuff. You gotta carry your
That's
junk
your
and own
baggage.
it. Yep, that's your baggage. You gotta
I
carry
know.
your bag. You gotta claim
We
ownership
all
of that.
got the
Clean it up.
baggage.
You know,
It's like
again,
a revelation.
That's why we're works in progress constantly. You know, we're constantly working and ever progressing.
Mhm.
Hopefully, you know, that's at least the way I try and do it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was fun.
I was at the grocery store with like $350 worth of groceries. I'm sitting there like doing this, and then you know the line's moving, and I'm like trying to listen to it without everyone hearing.
Oh, yes,
I was
that's
like,
like
all
the
right, let me
video,
just send it to myself. So I'll redo it or something. Yeah.
Too funny.
Mhm.
Too funny.
So I wanted to hear what she had to say.
Well,
Anyway.
keep tuning in.
Anyway.
We will be here repeatedly and regularly.
Mhm.
Again, we've got to encourage you. Subscribe.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Positive
subscribe,
Energy
please.
Podcast on Gmail.
Go to the YouTube page and
Mhm.
subscribe. If you have
Yes.
to create an account, do so. It's,
Yeah, it
it's
takes
actually
2 seconds.
advantageous and beneficial
I
for
know.
you because Gmail is actually a much better
Mhm.
email site to go with. But please, the more subscribers we have, the more eyes we
Yes,
have.
and the more shares,
eyes we have,
the more
wi-
shares,
wider breadth
yes,
we have.
Exactly.
We just want to
Share
make
it,
this
share it.
positive impact and admit as much as we can. So
Yep.
keep tuning in.
Thank you.
Love, light, energy.
Love, light energy.